If you're struggling with your focus, your energy, or feeling quietly overwhelmed by daily life, reaching out for professional support takes a tremendous amount of courage. But many people delay seeking help because they are intimidated by what psychiatry traditionally looks like. You might picture a rushed brief consultation, a quick diagnostic label, and being sent on your way with a standard prescription. If you're navigating a complex, demanding life, you already know that a quick fix cannot automatically improve your quality of life. True comprehensive psychiatric care must view you as a whole person, not just a set of symptoms to quickly be labeled. Before we dive in, please note that the information in this video is strictly for educational purposes only and does not constitute personalized medical advice. Always consult with your qualified healthcare professional regarding your individual care. For decades, the gold standard in medicine has been the biopsychosocial model, the framework that treats your biology, your psychology, and your social physical environment. But in a hyper-connected digital world, that traditional trio model is no longer enough. The synthetic digital environments we constantly inhabit are actively changing how the human brain operates. To truly support you, medical framework choices must constantly evolve. This is why in my practice we use an expanded approach, the biological, psychological, social, digital model. Let me break down exactly how these four pillars work together to provide a gentle, highly effective path toward sustainable well-being. The biological foundation, mind and body. When someone meets a psychiatrist for their very first assessment, whether in person or online, they're often exhausted. As a medical doctor, I understand that challenges with executive function, focus, or emotional regulation are deeply rooted in neurobiology. Because of this, clinical and pharmacological options can be helpful, but they're often a vital first step to turn down the noise in the brain. However, if you're hesitant about seeking medical help because you do not want to rely solely on a quick fix or just a pill, you are hurt and your concerns are valid. Biology itself does not build life skills. It may give you the baseline stability to focus, but it will not teach you how to organize your day-to-day life. More important, the biological pillar is vastly more than just a prescription. It requires profound respect for your physical health. Your brain is a physical complex organ, deeply connected to the rest of your body. We must look at your metabolic health, the architecture of your sleep, and your physical exercise. Beyond that, we need to have a look at your diet. Nutritional psychiatry is a vital component of modern care. The food you consume can have an impact on the gut microbiome, which is in constant communication with your brain, influencing your mood, your energy levels, and your cognitive clarity. True biological support means ensuring your physiological foundation, what you eat, how you move, and how you rest, is secure before we build anything else upon it. The pillar number 2, the psychological narrative. Once we understand your physical foundation, we move to the second pillar, the psychological. As psychiatrists, we are trained to look at the mind itself. If you have never spoken to a professional before, this step can feel vulnerable, but it is deeply liberating. How do you process stress? What internal narratives have you developed over your lifetime? Many adults who have lived life experiences with unrecognized neurodivergent traits or chronic stress, trauma, experience secondary challenges like anxiety, sleep issues, self-doubt, or a harsh inner critic. This often comes simply from spending decades masking who they are, just to fit in a world that feels overwhelming. As a psychiatrist, part of my role is to help you safely navigate these internal landscapes. We work on emotional regulation. We work to identify and gently dismantle the negative self-beliefs that build up over years of untreated struggles. The goal is to help you reshape your lens on how you view your own mind, moving away from self-blame and towards self-compassion. The third pillar is the traditional social environment. You see, for thousands of years, our social environment simply meant our physical human reality. It means your family dynamics, your cultural background, your financial responsibilities, and the tangible relationships you have in your home and community. None of us exist in a vacuum. A professional can provide the most careful support in a consultation. However, if you return to a physical environment or a relationship that is fundamentally at odds with how you function, you will continue to experience friction in your day-to-day life. Part of taking that first step into care is to learn how to advocate for yourself in the real world. We explore how to communicate your needs clearly to your loved ones, or how to adjust your physical workspace to better suit your unique profile, ensuring your environment supports your recovery rather than hindering it. Now, the fourth pillar is very important, the digital reality. But today, the reality had changed, and this brings us to the final critical pillar, the digital. We can no longer pretend that our environment is strictly physical. We are constantly interacting with synthetic environments, data streams, algorithms designed to capture and hold our attention. For any mind, but especially a sensitive one, this constant stream of information, digital stimuli, can be incredibly overwhelming and severely impact our attention spans. We also see this in how we track our physical health. It is common to use technology to track your heart rate, sleep, calories, and so many other variables. While awareness is a good starting point, I frequently see people who haven't yet sought professional help, and they tend to develop heightened health anxiety simply because a device gives them an out-of-context score for the day, making them feel they are constantly failing at their own biology. We cannot simply advise you to disconnect from technology because we know this is not possible. It is unrealistic to have such expectations, and perhaps is not helpful either. Instead, this digital pillar involves helping you create sustainable boundaries with technology. It is about ensuring that your devices, your data, and your software serve your life rather than constantly depleting your peace of mind. The core philosophy: human empathy versus non-human intelligence. Understanding this complete four-pillar model brings me to a crucial point about the future of mental health and why reaching out to a human professional matters. It is a question I'm frequently asked as technology continues to advance. Will artificial intelligence, digital interfaces eventually replace the need to see a human psychiatrist? When sourced ethically, digital health tools and AI can be wonderful additions to a healthy lifestyle. They're powerful systems for processing data. But when you are taking the brave step to seek confidential private care we must recognize a fundamental difference in purpose and reality. You need to be very cautious. A digital platform or an algorithm is inherently designed for ongoing engagement, to keep you constantly interacting with the system. As a medical doctor, my ethical duty is the exact opposite. My singular professional objective is your lasting independence sustainably. The goal of our work is to equip you with the skills and the resilience so that eventually you need me less. Furthermore, there is a profound, unbridgeable difference between a machine processing data and retaining data and a human experiencing life. No matter how advanced technology becomes, an algorithm does not have the lived experience of being human. It is not biological. It does not know what it feels like to be exhausted, to grieve, to feel physical pain, or to feel overwhelmed by complexities of an existing, difficult, and changing world. Genuine psychiatric care requires what we call the therapeutic alliance. Sometimes to truly help someone break through a lifelong barrier, we have to engage in a deeply empathetic, shared human conversation. A psychiatrist's clinical skills are the product of decades of rigorous medical education, yes, but they are also built on a fundamental biological human bond. In mental health, a shared, authentic human connection is where true healing begins. To practice modern psychiatry is to be a medical doctor, but it also requires being an investigator, an educator, a human being, and a compassionate collaborator in your care. We don't just treat diagnosis labels. We address the biology, the physical health that drives you, the psychology that shapes you, the physical social world that surrounds you, and the modern digital landscape which ever changes and demands our attention. If you have been holding back from seeking help, I hope this expanded biological, psychological, social, and digital model shows you that modern care is not about quick fixes or reducing you to a set of symptoms. It is about understanding your entire unique reality. If you're ready to take that first step and are looking for a comprehensive whole person approach, you can find more information about our clinic by visiting the website linked in the description below. Please remember, the goal is always progress, not perfection. Thank you for watching and take care.